everybody, John 12 back here again with another video, and today is Wednesday night, and as always on Wednesday nights, I always give you my Arrow Season 3 episode reviews. Now, today I'll give you my personal thoughts and review on Arrow Season 3 Episode 15, titled Nanda Parbat, and tonight's episode was pretty badass, so we're going to get pretty in-depth with it. Nevertheless, this review may contain spoilers, so if you've not seen tonight's episode, definitely go check it out, and then come back so we can start talking shit. Nevertheless, oh god, tonight's episode, we got a lot of really good WTF moments. A lot of them were pretty badass. Ra's al Ghul is pretty much, has discovered the fact that Oliver's obviously still alive, and that Nisa al Ghul wants him to continue to pursue Oliver and Malcolm as a whole for betraying the honor and, I guess, dignity of Ra's al Ghul, because basically Oliver being alive completely discounts anything that happened in the mid-season finale, and of course she still wants Malcolm to be dead. So that's pretty much, you know, where we are with that. And I think the more interesting thing about that section of the episode, other than the whole him bathing in a possible Lazarus pit, I don't know, it's still speculation at this point, it hasn't been revealed, but it's possible, folks. Nevertheless, there's a specific scene where he says that he knows. So I'm guessing that we already knew that Ra's al Ghul was alive the whole time, but based off this entire sequence, it kind of makes me leads me to believe that the sole purpose that Ra's al Ghul even attempts to continue his pursuit against Malcolm, or even Oliver, is because of Nisa al Ghul. You know, and they have this whole real interesting conversation about Sarah, and that she still wants vengeance for Sarah, justice for Sarah's death, and that Malcolm deserves to die, blah blah blah, all that good shit. And essentially he goes on the fact that, you know, like, heartache with Sarah, your relationship with Sarah was always going to end in heartache, so it doesn't really matter, and blah blah blah. He goes more in depth. I'm obviously paraphrasing, but I really like that scene. And plus, it's just good to have the actor come back to do more Ra's al Ghul stuff, seeing as how, you know, the whole Ra's al Ghul sequences were pretty badass in this overall season. Personally, my best and favorite moments out of this season as a whole. Even though it was stealing a lot from Batman, and I'll get to that later, because there was more stealing of Batman, and I know all the Arrow fans are going to go crazy. It's like, oh, just let it go. I can't. When you live by the bat, you die by the bat. That's how it fucking works when you're a Batman fan. Remember that, kids. Nevertheless, we go back into, you know, more of the flashback sequences, as hinted back in yesterday's episode. Obviously, the USA military want to continue using Oliver for what have you. I don't know. I really don't understand. But nevertheless, they want to continue to use him to get out information out of the course of what happened with his whole China White mission, what have you. Nevertheless, he decides to let them go. So Maseo and Katana's family, they continue to go live in peace wherever the hell they're going to go. And of course, Oliver decides that with his newfound freedom, he wants to go back to Starling City, which ends in a blaze of fire, because that whole entire scenario was completely false and bullshit. And Amanda Waller, at the end of the day, decides to just take that freedom back and be like, you know what, I'm going to cap your asses because fuck you. So that's pretty much how we go, because Amanda Waller, obviously, you know, she's a villain at the end of the day, so of course it was about to happen. On top of that, we get some more really conflicting storylines from other characters. Obviously, Laurel and Thea still have a grudge against Malcolm. Malcolm's trying his best to continue to train Oliver and Thea, but they decide, it's horseshit, fuck it. At the end of the day, we don't care about you, fuck you. And Malcolm's, you know, trying to help out, but, you know, no one really cares. So you have that whole scenario. And Laurel and Thea decide, okay, well, at the end of the day, Malcolm's basic desire to continue his war against the League is pretty much just going to destroy all of Team Arrow. So you know what? Fuck him. Turn him into League of Assassins. So that's what Thea ends up doing. And also the real big shocker is that Thea starts telling everybody that she killed Sarah, which is some fucked up shit. I mean, I never thought she would do that. I mean, first off, I thought Laurel was going to kill her, because that's what she kind of wanted to do when Roy thought that he killed Sarah. You know, she wanted to kill his ass. But in this episode, she was like, you killed Sarah? We need to fuck up Malcolm. It's like, yeah, Malcolm may have been the cause, but she still shot the arrows. It's still her fault, technically. You know, we can keep spreading, we can keep splitting hairs here, but she still killed her. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Nevertheless, she tells Laurel, and Laurel decides to take on Malcolm herself in a real big, interesting fight, which I think is Malcolm and Laurel's first fight ever on the show, which was pretty interesting. It was a pretty good fight. Even though Laurel pretty much got embarrassed in battle, she was pretty much taken aback at Malcolm's skills, and she was obviously inexperienced to take Malcolm down. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because the League comes out like fucking ninjas and take down Malcolm. Nyssa decides to fucking take him back to Nanda Parbat so they can torture his ass and cut his head off, all that good shit that the League likes to do. So they decide to go do that. At the end of the day, Thea decides to tell Oliver, you know what, I did this is my betrayal to Team Arrow, what have you, whatever, you deal with it. And Oliver decides to try and save Malcolm before Nyssa can leave Starling City with Malcolm, and decides to just take her instead as, you know, as a ransom or what have you, which doesn't really end up anywhere anyways. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting sequence. I really did not expect how that to go down. I mean, based off the teaser, we knew that something like that was going to happen, that Thea would betray the overall treaty that Oliver and Malcolm have. But at the end of the day, Oliver decides that he does not want Thea to live with the guilt of possibly being the cause of killing off her own father just because she's angry. Which I guess makes sense because, you know, Oliver Queen on this show pretty much knows what it means to have a real fucked up mind and sense of things when pretty much everyone he's ever loved is dead pretty much, so it makes sense. Nevertheless, we have that in mind. On top of this, of all the various subplots today, Ray Palmer is back in action, and based off the teaser, yes, it's here, the first ever Ray Palmer in the Atom suit, which was the biggest, awesomest, most badass, I don't even know the word, fuck it, anyways, it was kick-ass fucking moment. Ray Palmer in the Atom suit, officially in action, and not only that, we actually get to see it in motion. We got to see it in motion. First off, Felicity has more scenes with Ray in this episode than I think she's had with Oliver all fucking, you know, half of the season. Granted, they haven't had a legitimate scene together since Uprising, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. I think it was Uprising, when they were pretty much like, you know what, our relationship is done. So yeah, there's that. But apparently, they have this whole scenario where, you know, Ray Palmer apparently over the course of the last week has been stuck in his loft, pretty much trying to take care and fix and improve and finish the Atom suit, basically looking like Steve Jobs style, you know, Steve Jobs style, trying to fucking finish this shit, and he officially does it after some pretty interesting sexy stuff going down with him with Felicity, which is pretty badass, which I guess, I was really taken aback at that because, you know, we have the scene, once again, sorry, spoilers, but what have you, we have the scene where obviously he's just gotten out of the shower, you know, it's one of those moments, okay, funny, in the towel, okay, sure, you know, but it's an opening moment to possibly having sex, but I knew it was kind of going there because, you know, she's seen Oliver and pretty much Diggle and Roy pretty much shirtless every single time, so I thought it was kind of whatever, but because she reacted that way, I was kind of getting this sense of like, okay, shit's about to go down, and it did. It did. And I guess it makes sense. I mean, like, Felicity's, like, what, the hottest chick on that show by far? I mean, no offense to the other actresses. The other actresses are pretty attractive in and of itself, but Felicity, Emily, who plays Felicity, is by far the most attractive on the show. So I guess someone has to be doing it, and why not? Just put it there just for the sake of the argument. Someone needs to be doing it. So why not? Nevertheless, right after their sexy scenes, their sexiness going down, basically after shit goes down, Ray Palmer decides to finally, enough's enough, put on the suit and get fucking test drive that shit. And he does. And it was fucking epic. It was the most badass moment out of this entire episode by far. It was kick-ass. Even more than that sex scene. Even though we didn't really get to see shit go down, we know shit got down. Nevertheless, Ray Palmer, Atom suit, awesome. Badass sequence. And we got to see it fly. Fucking fly. I was hoping it was going to shrink. But still, we got to see it fly, which is cool in and of itself. I knew they were going to go that whole Tony Stark Iron Man scenario. Nevertheless, I would have liked to have more of an Ant-Man scenario, like the original Atom. But I guess we're going to have to wait until he gets his spin-off series. But until then, it was pretty badass to see what he could do right now. And also, the plexiglass, fiberglass phaser that he has on his face actually changes color. So basically, to hide his identity, like in the later comics, it changes and darkens, so you can't really tell it's Ray Palmer. Which I guess is a cool factor in his suit, that he can actually change his design, kind of similar to how Flash moves his face in super motion so you can't see his identity, and how Oliver obviously has his mask and his voice modulator, so nevertheless, it was pretty badass to have that as a new factor in hiding your identity. Even though it probably doesn't even matter at the end of the day, because I'm pretty much guaranteed by the end of the season, or by the beginning of the possible Atom spin-off series, everyone's going to know it's fucking Ray Palmer. But at the end of the day, it was still badass to see the Atom suit. Anyways, with all that being said and done, with all the sex, with all the fucking knowledge, with all the Atom awesomeness, without all the fucking betrayal and reveals, basically, Thea decides to reveal the factor that she killed Sarah to Nisa Al Ghul while she's in captivity, and decides to let her have her revenge and have justice for Sarah's death, and hands her a fucking sword, which guarantees that she could die by the end of the next episode, which I pretty much doubt it would happen, because based off the teaser, it didn't really look like Nisa, like Oliver was dreading the fact that Thea was dead, so my guess is that Nisa possibly does not end up killing Thea, or maybe Thea has like improved so much that she can take down Nisa, what have you. I don't know. It really depends. We're gonna have to wait to see to basically witness next Arrow episode to see what happens on that front. But overall, that was a pretty big what the fuck moment as well. But at the end of the day, Oliver, joined with Diggle, decide to infiltrate Nanda Parbat to possibly break out Malcolm, hopefully defeat Ra's al Ghul, and get the heck out of there with their fucking heads attached to their bodies. So that's pretty much the factor on there. And of course, everything fails in and of itself, because, I mean, come on. Only two guys going to take down the entire league? It was not going to happen. It was inevitable that they would be, pretty much taken down. But here comes the big WT moment, the stealing of Batman, the betrayal to Batman, the stealing of the cowl, if you will. To all Batman fanboys, we got fucked over again. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. We already know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows where I'm going with this. But it happened. Ra's al Ghul has Oliver at his knees, practically waiting to get chopped into tiny little pieces. But instead of killing him, which he had a fucking easy access to, Ra's al Ghul lowers his sword. Spoilers! Lowers his sword and tells Oliver that he does not want to kill him, but instead he wants him to replace him one day and become the new Demon's Head, the new Ra's al Ghul, the new leader of the League of Assassins. And my head is now on, basically, they stole from Batman once again to obviously improve the show, which makes sense, Whenever Arrow needs to fucking improve this shit, they go to the Batman comics because, obviously, what else are you gonna do? Nevertheless, they stole from Batman again. And, I was pretty vocal about it in the mid-season finale, where I was like, God, why do they have to keep stealing from Batman? I know a lot of other Batman fanboys like myself have had a problem with this, with the Arrow season 3 episodes with Ra's al Ghul and Oliver. But this one was big. Because if there's one thing that I always wanted Ra's al Ghul to be a threat, but I never wanted him to be a colleague or or a possible ally and respected rival to Oliver. That's something I never really wanted, because that's something that's only respectfully given to people that actually deserve it. Batman deserves it, because he's obviously the world's greatest detective. He's the only #1 person that can handle himself within the Justice League. He took on Superman himself, and he's the first person to actually defeat Ra's al Ghul in battle. And of course, Talia al Ghul loves his ass because, you know, he's Batman. He's Batman, that's why he gets away with it. Oliver, on the other hand, hasn't really proved himself to be at Batman status in Arrow. At least not yet. I mean, he's done a lot of incredible things, and, I mean, granted, basically doing this entire suicide mission to free frickin' Malcolm Merlyn, of all people, from Nanda Parbat, from the League of Assassins. But come on, does that really speak out to you being like, God, dude, you have balls. You know what? Do you want my job? Come on, Ra's al Ghul would never do that. He would have killed his ass. But Arrow likes to change things up here, you know, once in a while. And of course, at the end of the day, they like to dig their hands a little bit into the DC universe, specifically the Batman U. So it makes sense. But at the end of the day, I'm not big on it. I really don't want Oliver to have... I mean, I don't really want Ra's al Ghul to have the respect of Oliver and then become kind of friends at the end of the day and have, like, the same relationship that Batman and him have in the comic books and other Batman media. But, fuck. That seems like where Arrow Season 3 is heading. So, I really don't know what to make out for the rest of the season. Is Ra's al Ghul going to destroy Starling City? Is he going to try and continue to kill Malcolm, Diggle, Oliver, Team Arrow as a whole? And at the end of the day, will Oliver take up the mantle of the leader of League of Assassins? I really have no fucking clue. Personally, I really did not want this whole relationship to go this way. I really wanted it to just be Ra's al Ghul's the threat, try to stop him. That's all. That's all I really wanted it to be. But now, because they've taken so much from Batman, and they've gotten so many liberties from DC and Warner Brothers, they're doing shit like this. So, what are you gonna do? Once again, as a hardcore Batman fanboy, as I am, like I said in the beginning, you know, you live by the bat, you die by the bat. That's how we fanboys continue to go on. But fuck. I guess this kind of destroys the whole logic of Batman ever being on Arrow. I guess. I mean, fuck it. I mean, like, if Ra's al Ghul is going to be, you know, buddy-buddy with Oliver, I guess there's no point in ever having Bruce Wayne Batman on the show. Unless Flashpoint Paradox changes everything, which I hope it does. But that's, you know, neither here or there. It's in the future, folks. But at the end of the day, this episode was pretty badass. I loved it. I think it was pretty kick-ass episode. It's definitely one of the best episodes so far. I definitely enjoy it in comparison to last week's episode, which was pretty good. It was a pretty decent episode. If you want to know my personal thoughts on that, go to my channel to check it out. Even though it could have had Slade Wilson a little bit more. But nevertheless, if I had to rate this episode, I'd give it a good 8 out of 10. Maybe a good 8.5 out of 10. It was really good. It was definitely a good moment. I love the Felicity Ray Palmer scenes. Their sex, why not? I mean, once again, she is like, what, the hottest and most attractive, you know, female lead in the show, so, you know, someone's got to be doing it. And him putting on the Atom suit was definitely by far my favorite scene in the entire episode. Thea's basic talking about, you know, her killing Sarah, trying to deal with it was pretty interesting. Laurel trying to take on Malcolm was also interesting. Ra's al Ghul trying to give Oliver the mantle of Demon's Head, which was a complete 180 like thing I was not expecting, but still pretty badass. Stealing from Batman, a little too much, Arrow writers, but I'll let you go for this time. For the time being, I'll let you go for this until Titans comes out, and unless they have a Batman, then I'll let it go. That's okay. But if that doesn't happen, then you know the grudge continues to live, unless Flashpoint Paradox, Flash Season 2 type shit changes everything, and you know we finally have a Batman on CW. Shit goes down. I want to see that, but I doubt it because, of course, Warner Brothers and Ben Affleck are doing their own things, which is okay. I just wish, why can't we just have Batman everywhere? Multiple Batmans, why not? You know? Kind of like what they did before with Smallville. They had Superman in TV and they had Superman in the movies. And they're doing it with Flash. I mean, Flash is having his own, he's in the Justice League, so why not? But whatever. What are you going to do? At the end of the day, 8.5 out of 10. Good episode. Solid, good episode. Stealing from Batman a little too much, but what are you going to do? In the comment section below, let me know what you personally think about this overall episode. Do you think Nisa is going to kill Thea? Do you think Thea is going to be able to get herself out of it? What do you personally think about her decision-making towards telling everybody her secrets behind actually killing Sarah? Do you think turning in Malcolm was the best decision? What are your personal thoughts on Roy? I mean, I didn't really mention him in this episode, but what do you think about his intentions with Thea and how his story with his whole police cop scenario is going to continue going from here? What are your personal thoughts on Felicity and Ray Palmer's relationship? Do you think it's going to progress? Do you think it's just going to stop? Do you think the Atom can only go up from here? No pun intended. What are your personal thoughts on the Atom suit as a whole? If you want to know my personal thoughts on it, I have a video on my channel giving you my personal breakdown and review of the suit. So if you want to know my thoughts on it, go check out that video. And of course, in the comment section below, let me know what you personally think about Diggle possibly being Green Lantern. Once again, it has yet to be confirmed, but it's a possibility that could one day happen. John Diggle Stewart. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. Nevertheless, let me know what you personally think about that. And also, the creme de la creme, what do you think about Ra's al Ghul possibly giving up the mantle to Oliver Queen? Do you think it's the best decision? What do you think that means? What are your personal thoughts on it? And where do you think the story is going to continue from here with this whole decision? And of course, what are your personal thoughts on Arrow continuing to steal from Batman's universe? It's killing me inside because, you know, the person I am, but if it continues to make awesome content like this, I guess I'll let it go for now. Until Batman officially comes out on fucking TV, and then shit needs to change. Shit needs to change, but that's neither here or there, folks. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And also, who do you think will die by the end of the season? Someone's got to die. I personally thought it was going to be Felicity, Thea, or Malcolm, but Malcolm and Thea are pretty much in limbo right now, and Felicity seems like she's kind of like shoved her relationship with Oliver aside for her new relationship with Ray. So I think that could be the new factor. I don't know, personally, I think it works more, but you never know. You know the huge Felicity Oliver, you know, relationship fanboys out there. They love it, and you know I like it too. But you know she's going on a new fucking direction in her life. Let it go. Anyways, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, there will be no Flash and Arrow reviews or episodes coming out anytime soon. So I think the new episodes won't be coming out until late March. So I guess that's the downfall of, you know, being a Flash and Arrow fan, which kind of sucks because, like, without the Flash or Arrow, I really have nothing to do during the weekdays. But overall, let me know what you personally think about the whole thing. What are your personal thoughts on everything I had to talk about? And also, what do you think is going to happen with the Flash and Arrow and, you know, the whole Batman connections and all that stuff? Diggle becoming Green Lantern, Atom, where's it going? Personal thoughts on the spin-off series? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, I'll be back for more Flash and Arrow reviews once it comes back, once again, until late March. But until then, let's try to, you know, start the speculation, because, you know, we're heading towards these directions, and the speculation has now begun. The new speculation. So let's get this shit done. Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Hope everyone has enjoyed. This has been John 12.